Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to another episode of Failed Hero Points. We are an actual play not pod, nothing pod, Twitch stream of the Outlaws of Alkenstar Adventure Path. Uh, 7 players, ginormous party, but we're making it work. Feels like it's getting pretty breezy too, which is nice. We have with us tonight the full house. We have Effigy Drums playing Adriel the Bard. We have Moorbird playing no, oh my brain, Inari
Nari.
the Psychic. We have Shave Maddox playing Jacksonius the Gunslinger. We have Scale playing Ruxel the Rogue. We have Patrick playing Kelvin the Inventor. We have
Hello.
UV playing Astra Nola the Sorceress. And we have the Davi playing Verilla Azast the Swashbuckler. I'm so sorry, Moorbird. I don't know why. Just Inari just escaped my brain like that for I don't know why. I don't know why. It was weird. Uh,
Almost like there's a lot
where
of
did we
characters to
leave
keep
off?
track of.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot going on.
So you
We
added
left off
Patrick Brain to your character sheet.
You never want Patrick Brain because awkward silence just ensues.
Yes.
Last time, what did you guys do?
We got in a fight.
I stood in a hallway and healed people.
Okay, story-wise, what happened?
Descending
hero
down
point.
the cliff,
We
we went into that one guy's apartment that we had the address for. The door,
Arius.
Way
Wait,
down at
yes.
the bottom.
the door was a gun.
Name.
The window was a gun.
all interests are guns.
There was a big ass crossbow at the end of the hallway. Once we
Two of
did
them.
the old Alkenstar 2 knocks on the door, busted in. Then there was a room that was green, and it had a couple of bad guys in it. One guy threw something, and it broke open and spilled all over the floor. We all got onto the pedestal he was standing on, and pushed him into it.
And in the middle of that, you guys all destroyed a room of robots just by looking at them, basically.
Yes.
Now,
With Bobbitt lightning.
I'm going to have Patrick take a hero point for that. What's really impressive about this is that Patrick wasn't here for the last session. So,
And I gave no details.
that is essentially what happened. The guy you were looking for, you found, you fought him, and he surrendered at the end of last session. Everyone laid down their weapons except for your healer, who was just bloodthirsty and wanted to kill. So, eventually giving up. So, as we enter tonight's session, let's look back. And we'll look back and we'll look at we see a face of a young boy. Very boyish features, packing up books. He's looking pensive and worried, like the weight of the world is on his shoulders. At the front of a classroom that he is in, we find ourselves looking at a professor speaking to his teaching assistant. He looks like a child, says the assistant. He may look like a child, but he's already 16. Still quite early to be attending Blithier, but he has experience. Some have even called him a prodigy. He's smart, very smart. That, or he cheated his way in. I guess we'll find out, responds the professor. I have a feeling his peers may give him difficulties. They won't like feeling like they're placed behind him. He'll need to work that out on his own. We're here to foster minds, not relationships. The city and college are built on learning from your mistakes and improving upon them, not from leaning on the others. The competition will either strengthen them all or break them. The boy, with his astute hearing, hears all this. Silently and awkwardly, he files out of the room, head down, looking like the weight of the world continues to be on his shoulders. It's nighttime now. The boy, hair longer, now down to his shoulders, sneaks around one of the buildings on campus. He gains access to a lab. No one believes in my work, he thinks. In me. He grabs equipment out from the shelves, a beaker here, a burner there. I know I can improve upon the fire, he thinks as he notates his work. Condensing, concentrating, forcing the alchemist's fire to become something else, something stronger. It burns with a strength unseen before now. Glee overtakes the boy as he gazes at his creation. His face contorts to worry, though, as the flames continue to build. Stronger, hotter, out of control. Grabbing his notes, he runs away, fire taking the laboratory and the fine equipment within. He withdraws from the college. They know he did it. Everyone knows. His notes were taken from him, used as evidence. Better to resign than to be kicked out, he thinks. Weeks later, he notices changes in himself. He's getting taller, lankier. His eyes change color from blue to a golden hue. Skin darkens, changing to a warm brown, then something different. Sparks from his fingertips. Smoke coming from his breath screams as every follicle of blonde hair burns away, replaced with a living fire. He spends years looking for a way to remove what he believes to be a curse, wasting time and money as he tries to rid himself of this elemental gift. Eventually, he accepts what he has become and realizes that this is his heritage. He begins to work again on his alchemist fire. No, Lysarium. He should take credit where it is due, after all. He's heard rumors that others have been looking to expand further on the limits that alchemist's fire presents. He knows where he must go. Finds himself trespassing into his not-quite alma mater. They wouldn't recognize him anymore anyway. He finds his way into the library, makes his way past shelves, finding his way back into the dustier archives. Minutes turn into hours as he searches, eventually finding what he's looking for, his notebook. He opens it, glancing at the names held within, of those who checked out his book. There, he sees his name. In his heart, he knew that he would have found this. His eyes burn white-hot with rage and jealousy. We pull out, seeing the flames flicker and die out. Now his eyes are filled with tears. We pull back further and see Shoma Lysarius, pathetic, defeated, and forlorn, and surrounded by our party. What do you want to do?
Group hug.
Yeah.
Astra's already voted her position.
Blood transfusions don't come from nowhere.
So I think we got some we got some pretty strongly foreshadowed backstory there, but we haven't talked to him directly about exactly what he's trying to do, what his issue with Gattleby is.
That's true.
Perhaps we should start there.
Yes, we should.
All right, so since Adriel was the one to actually pull him up out of the goo and back onto the safety of the pedestal, she'll ask him, "What are you doing, forcing us to come all the way down here, fight dragoons, nearly get blown up, go through all of our heal and soothe spells, use all of our limited resources just to put an end to this? Why? Why are you so focused on taking out Gattleby?"
You see, he says, long ago, I created what would become Pyronite. It was me. It was never as stable as the Pyronite ended up. And I had heard that Gattleby had been working on it. Working on something to make it stronger. He'd taken my notebook. He used my research to create his Pyronite. I confronted him once, and he said that he barely remembered it, that he had nothing to do with it. It helped him not at all, but I know the truth. I just wanted recognition.
How would he? Yeah, or go ahead.
I'd like to point out that in the last session we were joking about being the trademark police, but literally that's exactly what's happening here.
How would he have gotten your notes?
They were at the college. They took it from evidence when I accidentally burned the laboratory down.
He did not take your notes. He read your notes that were in the library.
He read my notes. He took them, copied them down, used it as the basis for his pyronite. But what does it really matter anymore? I heard that someone else has figured it out too, and I still haven't.
Whoa, hold on a second. Someone else. We don't know about that. We were told Gattleby is the only one who's got the goods.
You haven't heard? No, word on the street. Someone else figured it out. Your guess is as good as mine as to who we're talking about, but I know they were at the Pyronite show. You know, the one that Gattleby blew up parts of the college.
It seems that's a common theme in inventing alchemical fire-enhanced items, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, but, you know, you may not know this. I know this. You would have found out eventually. I'm the second best alchemist in this city. So it can't be a run-of-the-mill Blithier faculty or student. It's got to be someone really special to figure out the formula so quickly. If I were them, I would hightail it out of town. He shakes his head, sadly. Whatever. Seems like every hack in Alkenstar's got pyronite but me. He spits on the ground.
I have possible idea. Gattleby is having to restart his own lab, his research. He does not have much, including other brains to work with.
Maybe he could use a buddy.
A partner.
2 minds are better than 1.
What, you think he'd want to work with me? I sent a bunch of guys to kill him.
Yeah, but you didn't send the right guys. You sent the second best, and we're the best, and we were working on protecting him.
True.
We didn't tell him it was you yet.
That is a good point.
I mean, a shared discovery is better than no discovery, right?
You didn't tell him that it was Shoma, but the discussion had occurred where he knows that it was Shoma who said.
Yeah. I went to the college. I know that research is built upon each other's, but as my friend here said, shared knowledge, shared research means shared names on papers.
Exactly.
How long have you been in this city?
All my life.
Not you, the other one.
Mm.
College lady over there.
Less than a year. I learned what a bank was recently. It was very interesting.
I don't think you understand how this city works.
That is true.
This city is all about finding your own way. You create your own thing. There's no doubt in my mind that's why Gattleby shot me down when I told him that he had stolen my work. Said that it did nothing for him. It did everything. Working together is unusual.
Yes, unusual.
But now there's a third. It's a race.
Ooh, I like this.
Well, he already knows how to make it, doesn't he?
Do you forget the part where part of the school blew up?
Well, that was part of his demo. It may have gone a little strong.
Is my point.
Make it, but can he perfect it?
I don't know. Feels pretty good to me. But maybe there's something to be said about stabilizing it further.
Would be a much more useful device if it was so.
Mm. I don't know.
What do you have to lose?
At this point, not much.
Boy. Now leave your room of what is this, acid floor, whatever this is. Come. Your bat buddy's dead already. You got nothing here. Come on.
Hey, that's Lysarium. Thank you very much. I've spent my life making that stuff. Also, my bat buddy was my homunculus. I put everything into that little guy. Thanks for killing him, you dicks.
Sorry about that.
Welcome.
Yeah, splash damage will do that. We're sorry.
He had
There's still
pretty
the body
eyes.
parts. There's still the body parts. You can restitch.
He's gone. I'll just make up another one.
Exactly. Do you want us to scoop up this liquid? I don't have any canisters, but my fellows might.
It'll burn out soon. And actually, it burned out while you were talking.
There.
And all of you actually start to get just a little bit fatigued because that burning has kind of eaten up a lot of oxygen in the room. So all this talking is just like, there's a lot of people in this room. There's a lot of fire that burned.
We should get out of here.
Yes. All right, back this way, everybody.
Are you coming with us, Shoma? I guess we don't really care what happens to you as long as you don't come after us. But
Come
we
on,
would
Shoma.
like to see you get out of here.
Fine.
If he can perfect Pyronite, everybody loves a comeback story.
You could be the Brendan Fraser of alchemical fire items, okay?
He's like, let me grab my formulas. And he goes over, grabs them, rips out a couple pages, jams it into Adriel's hands as the one who's kind of led the charge on saving him and everything. He's like, there. That's the formula for Lysarium. If you ever want to make it or have it made, that's how to make it.
I'll hang on to this and, well, I won't try to make it myself because, I'm sorry, but that's for nerds.
Astra glares at him from the hallway. It's a nice hobby.
Adriel's not, she's not an intelligence-based character. That is for sure.
Look, I'll go with you. You can turn me in. You can kill me if you want. Just whatever you want to do.
Is there a bounty on you?
Oh, he was
mean-
like, no, come, we'll sit. Like, hey, Bounty. Thank God.
I mean, you're you're going to get paid by having taken care of this and taking care of the situation so that he no longer goes after Gattleby by
Okay.
fee. But as far as the actual bounty, I don't think so.
Okay.
Trying to get double reward.
Hey, I'm just saying. He said turn him in. I just thought that was a admission.
Right. Is there anything else that he needs to grab from his underground lair?
It's kind of busted up.
Yeah, we did bust it up quite a bit. Change of clothes.
Yeah, I mean, he can also go with you, and then, who knows? Maybe he'll get... If he is not a bud enough, maybe he'll be able to go back to his, this is his apartment, and it's pretty big, it's pretty spacious. He's only paying, like, a one-bedroom fee for this whole thing, so, it's
I
a
know.
Move
good
in here
deal.
with him. If we kill him, we could take over his rank.
Yeah,
I think he'll let us have it.
in Pathfinder real estate law, mini dungeons don't actually count towards the square footage of a home.
Hmm.
That's crazy.
So it's kind of a bonus space that way.
That's a bonus.
They're usually not. They don't have plumbing though, which yeah.
Fine. That's what prestidigitation's for. All right. So we're taking him back to our good friend. Oh my eye. Sorry.
Oh,
What
Gattleby,
happened
right?
to his eyes?
Sorry, dust in my eye. We're taking him back to Gattleby and seeing what's what, right?
Yeah, I'm in favor of taking him back to Bullet and Barrel to Gattleby as a defeated, humble man who will
Join our faction.
maybe join us, or we could even be like, hey, you know who's what used to be annoying but now is pretty cool? The Powder Keg Punks. You could go hang out with them again.
Who sold them out?
Yeah. Yeah. I think plan A, where we like I said, get him as a faction member. That could be pretty cool.
Could happen.
Let's go find out.
Yeah.
You want to drag him back to the Barrel and Bullet?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think so.
Okay. It takes a while. If you remember, you were going down stairs a long way. Think
We gotta
that's
climb back up the wall.
what was that?
We gotta climb up back the wall.
Yeah, you got to climb back up the wall. How long did I say it went to, or it took to go down? I think it was like a half hour going
Half hour?
down.
I believe half an hour.
Yeah. So, up is harder. So we'll say it takes like an hour 15 to get back up the wall.
Yeah.
So it is, I think it was about high noon when you went in here. So it's about like 2:30, I would say, when you get back to the Barrel and Bullet.
All right.
Plenty of
so
daylight left.
Plenty of daylight. We arrive safely at the Barrel and Bullet.
Oh, there we go.
And bullet and barrel.
Things were
Bullet and Barrel.
freaking out on my part over here.
For a second, I thought the uh-oh was going to be an ambush, and I was like, oh no.
Oh.
Nope, not yet.
Soon?
Now.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Wow, what is happening? I'm
Oh, we're in
having
our meeting room.
hard times here. Yeah, that's where you guys left yourselves, so. Okay. Go where I tell you. There we go.
I bet it stinks in that room.
Probably the whole bar.
Is a bar.
Yeah, you make your way back. And you walk in. You've got Shoma in hand. And you pull up into the bar, and you kind of, I don't know, what do you do with them towards Phoebe?
This was the gentleman that was behind certain actions recently.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. I told you, I am aware of who Shoma is, thank you.
I don't know if you've seen his face.
Also, I stuck myself still in Shoma's voice.
Rips off a mask.
Phoebe
Where'd
is
you get that
Shoma the
disguise?
whole time.
Yep, Phoebe was always Shoma.
Wait, it's my hat? Where's my hat?
I feel like 6 foot tall, lanky fire being is actually the female dwarf bartender.
Yeah.
Surprise!
And he would have gotten away with it too if not for these pesky adventurers.
They sure are pesky.
All right, so we tell Phoebe, well, we found him. We broke in. I think we pretty much cleared out his place. Anybody that might have been working with him, and he's not going to be a problem anymore. But he is looking for maybe some redemption, or at least to be forgotten. We figured we'd at least give him a chance to maybe make his peace, move on to something else, if he would like.
I think that something else could be in lab with Gattleby. Could have
Maybe
Another
we can see
employer
if we
for
can-
the boom booms.
Maybe we can see if we can work with that, she says.
Maybe he could make some flaming drinks for the bar and hand them out during my next upcoming performances.
Now that is a smart idea.
I mean, to be fair, if you have an alchemist, and if you have 2 alchemists, you're gonna have to make some flaming shots for your bar.
True.
Well,
That's
okay.
true,
Well, what did you figure out about the Power Knight?
there is another actor out there who has apparently stabilized it as well.
I'm sorry. Did you just say there's another version of Power Knight out there?
I can't believe how many nerds are in this city just making formulas, sitting around all the time. But yeah, apparently. And oh, here's a little backstory. Turns out Gattleby the Great might not be as smart as we thought, because Pyro Knight, well, it kind of seems like Lazarius actually came up with that. But now there's a copycat? I don't know what you call it when it's the third person to do something.
She kind of blinks, sets her whiskey glass down, goes, "Excuse me one moment." Exits the room. You hear a door slam, and then you hear,
I think this is going well.
She comes back in the door. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. All right. That's an unfortunate circumstance. Okay. You know what? Deep breath, Phoebe. Deep breath. All right. Well, I better go talk to some people. You know, sit tight and enjoy the barrel. The conclusion of Hots at High Noon is tonight. You won't want to miss it. I'll figure out a next move. She picks up her hat, starts to walk out of the room. Oh, wait. Don't go nowhere here. There's money in it for you, but I smell muggling stench all over this. We'll get him. Oh, wait a second. One second. And she ducks out, comes back in with 7 bags and throws one to each of you. Goes, there you go. 70 gold pieces apiece.
Ooh.
You
Yes.
see, Lazarius? It pays to work with Phoebe.
Literally. And then she walks out.
Bye, ma'am.
Well, that was profitable.
All right.
So-
we need guns.
All that having happened here, you all level up.
Boom.
Huzzah.
4th level. We've done some 4th leveling already. I've got pretty much everyone all set, except for there might be a spell missing or 2 from people that I didn't know who was taking spells, and then one character that we didn't wrap up completely. So everyone is all set and leveled up except for that one person. So let's does anyone have anything cool that they get at 4th level? 4th level is all about class feats. You get your free archetype feat because we're playing with the free archetype rule variant. And then I think everyone got a skill feat as well. And then a skill boost for our rogue because they get a boost every level. So let's go around the room. Anything cool for Adriel?
Yeah, so did get one new spell, Animated Assaults, which basically takes a section of a room or area. It's a 10-foot burst, and there's just a bunch of flying, pummeling rocks in it constantly. So it's a very cool like battlefield control thing.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
As far as feats go, I think the fun one to call out is I took Fascinating Performance, so I can fascinate people with a performance check, which I figured would be fun in roleplay, social encounters kinds of things. I can be like, look at me, look what I'm doing. And then the target of that performance basically becomes focused on me and is really bad at perception checks. So it would be a very good like diversion tactic, basically.
I like it.
Nice. Morbird.
The thing I am most excited about is I have a new class feat that is a 1-action cantrip, essentially. 30 feet, 2d4 damage that I can only do when my psyche is unleashed. But it'll be nice to have a 1-action blast instead of a 2-action one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's always nice.
That's
A
awesome.
1-action
Is
attack.
that the-
cantrip.
What is that called? It's like the psychic burst.
Cyburst.
Cyburst, yeah.
It's my favorite candy.
Cyburst space. Yeah, that'll be awesome. And I will forget about it all the time. As long as you know what you're doing, then I'll be happy. How about you, Patrick? Anything cool that Kelvin gets?
For a free archetype feat, I got dual thrower because everybody loves it when I throw my hammers. I got a fun class feat that, unlike Morbird, it'll take, I think, maybe an entire turn or 2 actions. But it should hopefully do a healthy bit of damage. And skill feat I picked up was Titan Wrestler, where I can grapple or disarm, shove, or trip creatures up to 2 sizes larger than me. So that'll be fun.
The implications of that are terrifying, though. What does dual thrower do for you?
I think I can throw. Well, let's see.
It lets you. Okay, from what I understand, it lets you do all of your dual weapon warrior stuff from your dedication from
Mhm.
range instead of only from melee. So you can now do your double slice from your throwing distance instead of just up close and personal, which ought to save you some actions in the long run. However, you only have a returning rune on one of your
One.
hammers.
Yeah.
How
So that's a one and doneer.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hopefully, you can afford another one.
Gale, anything cool that Ruxel gets?
Oh, yes. Ruxel, in this time that's passing in between this last incident now, has perfected his thievery a little bit more.
Mhm.
Trying to go for bigger marks and getting more of a bigger payout and such. He took a page from Rilla's book and worked on Nimble Crawl, like getting down and trying to skirt away and trying not to get hit, keep myself small and compact. And then also I took the sword and pistol archetype feat, which allows me to strike range, get flat foot if I hit them with melee afterwards.
Yeah, and you have to be like right next to them with your
Yes.
whip, right? Yeah.
hmm And then for the class feat, I took quick draw,
always
so that I can.
one action to pull and strike.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yes.
very cool.
Good stuff. Let's head on to UV. What you got for Astra?
Astra was pretty straightforward. Some of her tattooed dragon scales have become actual dragon scales. That's from her dragon disciple dedication, Scales of the Dragon. Does what it says on the tin. Divine Evolution from my blood from being a sorcerer means that I get an additional spell slot at whatever my highest level is, which I can use only to cast either heal or harm. So, more heal and or harm. And for feat, I have taken Continual Recovery, which means that I can treat runes every 10 minutes on somebody instead of every hour.
Right, and important thing to remember with that is that the 10-minute clock starts when you start treating someone. So it's not treat someone, then wait 10 minutes, then treat someone again. It is treat someone, and then you treat them again immediately. So, say when Adriel was down to like 3 hit points at some point, and you don't, because Adriel's always down 2-3 hit points at some point. Instead of waiting an hour before being able to treat wounds on her again, you can just treat wounds on her again immediately and have 2 treat wounds actions in a 20-minute period. Which is great.
Importantly, that 10-minute delay or whatever only counts for my treat wounds. So somebody else so to get treat wounds from somebody else, that would have to be an hour after I had treated them.
Sure, yes.
So, but yeah, that's me. Oh, and the spell, right? Obviously, I get an extra spell, and that spell was lucky number, which means I roll a number at the beginning of the day, or whenever, and when that number comes up, if it ever comes up, I can instead try to reroll. But if I fail, I critically fail.
That is really cool.
Yeah, it's 24 hours, so I cast it at the beginning of the day.
It is interesting because it's one of those times where you're like, I want to roll low on this lucky number roll.
I want a 1, so I don't get
wasting
1.
the spell slot. Awesome. Davy, anything about Vrilla?
Yes, Varilla. For the feat terrifying resistance because she's demoralizing stuff anyway, which that gives me a +1 circumstance bonus to saving throws against spells.
Oh,
so
nice.
that's pretty sweet. Otherwise, Dread Martial Stance is pretty cool. I roll an intimidation check against a DC that my wonderful, handsome DM decides, or GM, I should say. And if it is successful, it grants a status bonus to damage rolls equal to the number of weapon damage dice that of the weapon or unarmed attack that I'm using, and that is applied to my character or any ally that is in my aura. So they get extra bonus just being next to me. If it's a critical success during that intimidation roll, that emanation becomes a 20-foot emanation. And if you crit strike them while in that emanation, while under the aura, it makes them frightened 1. So it's pretty cool.
Very cool.
We need like an Excel spreadsheet just for that one feat.
Yes, it's gonna be very complicated. I'm gonna forget it exists about 90% of the time.
Luckily, it will apply automatically most of the time. Basically, your weapon damage dice, you have 2 currently, so everyone within your Marshal's aura will get 2 extra damage. Then, if an ally within the aura critically hits an enemy, that enemy becomes frightened 1. It's a 10-foot emanation. If you critically succeed, it becomes a 20-foot emanation. Woof.
Yes, I will be clicking that button a lot. I think I'm just gonna drag it to the hotbar.
Probably
Uh-huh.
a good deal.
Oh yes. I also grab Twin Parry for class feat that allows me to parry with an offhanded weapon. And by digging around, I found a really sweet parry weapon that's also a crossbow. It's a punchy crossbow.
Whoa.
So hopefully I can pick that up. And that'll give me a +2 circumstance bonus to AC. So it's like raising a shield, but cooler.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that is one of the new weapons from the Treasure Vault book that just came out. All right, Shave, have you figured out what you want to do with Jacksonius?
Yeah, so running reload, I think, is the class feat I'm going with, which basically allows for a reload, or allows you to reload while you're moving in a single action.
Nice.
I assume that's just I don't know if it said if it's once per turn or once per.
You
Actually
know, that's
says
a
here,
good
actually.
question.
Yeah, it doesn't give a lot of information, but
If it doesn't say anything, then you can just keep on doing it.
nice. Yeah, so then lucky escape. Is this right? So this is that's considered an I'm sorry, a free archetype. It's under archetype class feats, but there was only like 3 options that I had there.
Yeah, you should have only had a couple of them, and it is that's the right one.
Which basically, so I guess it's a reaction you can set up.
Mm-hmm.
So that basically it's another dumb luck thing where you basically narrowly avoid something by like ooh shiny, and get out of the way of a it sounds like any attack really.
I love what you're doing.
Yeah,
with your character.
it's once per day. If a creature targets you with an attack, they get disadvantage. So they are rolling 2d20 and take the lower of the 2d20s.
That's awesome.
And then
And
intimidate.
yes, it is exactly like, ooh, a penny, and then you bend over to pick it up. I really look forward to you exactly telling me what happens when you enact this feat.
It's gonna be awesome.
And then skill feat.
Yeah, so then intimidating glare, basically just by looking, you demoralize just by looking at an enemy.
It is a classic skill feat that is really good all the time.
And also makes perfect sense for a cat.
True.
I'm not sure I've ever been intimidated by a cat.
Really?
Not from by its glare.
Okay.
What
And I have
about
an evil cat.
a lion?
You would. That's what I'm saying. You have an evil cat.
Mm-hmm. Okay. With all that happening, all that said, I have, I think everyone should be filled in now completely. She tells you to hang out for a while. You guys are free to stay at the Bullet and Barrel. You have rooms that you don't have to pay for still. You can hang out for a while. We're going into downtime for a little bit. Everyone can boost yourself up to 100% of health and take away whatever woundeds you've got. Because I'm just gonna, hand wave all that shit. And what do you guys want to do? We got some downtime. We haven't done anything. Actually, first, anyone have any specific shopping that you want done? We're not going to do a full detailed shopping trip here, but if anyone has something very specific that they want, we can do that pretty quickly here.
I would like to pick up a Wand of Mage Armor.
Okay.
Frees up a spell slot for me.
Right, which you can now, because we just leveled up, you can change out that spell slot with something else if you want.
I can't. That's given to me by my dragon stuff.
Oh, okay.
But it means I don't have to use the casting of it.
Don't have to cast that, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is important.
Yep. Also, I have 7 in crafting, which is not the best, I know, from our party, but I do have the crafting thing from my background. It's called alchemical crafting. Is that it?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yep. So I can make stuff for people if they want, including probably from that new recipe that we got.
Gattleby can do that too. He put himself up to offer for that too. So.
Nice. Yeah.
Varilla would like to go and get the punchy, what was that called? The something cross.
Crescent cross.
To cross and see if anybody doesn't want it. I've got that +1 striking heavy crossbow. And I wouldn't mind putting that striking ruin on the crescent cross. But if anybody else has a use for that +1 striking, they can use that as well.
We have 2 of those, right? Does someone have the other?
Yeah, I think we put one in the bag of holding, and Varilla took the other, maybe.
That sounds
Yeah,
right.
and I was, I think, well, it might be on Kelvin's sheet because I think I made a ploy for Kelvin to be able to finally get a striking rune on his weapon?
That does sound familiar too.
I have no objections.
I mean, I'll take it.
You could always sell them too, and just say "fuck you, Kelvin."
Man!
Any objections to Kelvin getting a striking rune on? Hell, I think you could use that +1 too for your other hammer.
How much is another thing of returning?
55 gold pieces.
Which means you could now have returning on both of them.
I
Nice.
could.
Very nice.
Yep. Would you rather do that, or would you rather save up for something else? That's a very interesting question.
Weapons can only have one rune on them at a time, right?
You can until you get a +2. Yes. Then you can do two of the property runes instead of the one. Once you hit +3, then you can have 3 runes, but you won't be in this adventure.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
Geralt.
Could somebody else use the striking rune? Because I kind of like the idea of having the returning rune on both.
Oh, the striking... No. Alright, so... Fundamental runes are different from property runes. Fundamental runes you can throw on willy-nilly, no problem. Property runes are limited by the +1s and the +2s. So the returning rune is a property rune. Fundamental runes are the potency runes and the striking runes.
Oh.
Yes.
So I could have turning and strike.
Yes. It is not an either-or situation. Also, to get runes transferred, it is just 1/10 of the price of the rune. So in order to get the +1 striking transferred over, that's 10 gold pieces.
I'll take it.
How much was that again?
What's that?
3.5 gold pieces, wasn't it?
It's 3.5 for the +1 and then 6.5 for the striking. So 10 gold pieces in total. Because I don't think either of your weapons are striking. I think one of them is +1. If I remember correctly.
For Verla?
No, for Kelvin, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Verla,
Yes,
don't you have a +1 striking? You're
Yep.
all good with that.
Rapier
except for
and-
the other one. The Crescent Cross does not have anything on it right now, right?
Yep, I'm currently transferring now.
Got it. Okay. So, okay.
And of course, our party's sorcerer / healer has the unarmed striking rune. So
Right, that is true.
I do love that.
Vogel, did you add the 70 gold pieces to everybody's sheets?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. I did it manually too. I'll take 70 off.
Take it off there.
Okay. So then I gotta pay 65?
No, you have to pay 10. Unless you want to put another striking rune on your other hammer, then yes, that's 65.
Returning?
Oh, you want to do a returning on your
Other
second
one
hammer?
too.
Got
Yeah.
it. Then yes, it would be 65 total. I have not taken that off of yours yet.
Okay. I will
Okay.
take the 65 off.
So, Tripsy, your Tripsy light hammer is now a +1 striking returning. Your Bashi hammer is now a +1 returning hammer. Cool?
Yeah.
Way cool.
Okay. Wow. All right. All right. Anyone else shopping?
Yes, Ruxel is going to sell his coat pistol,
Okay.
and then he's going to get a. Can he get a +1 striking dual pistol?
Okay. Yeah. Just 1 second. Let's see. How much is that coat pistol worth? 3 gold pieces back. A dueling pistol is worth 8 gold pieces, I believe.
Looking it up now. Well, 12 gold pieces.
12. So it's 112 gold pieces. You have 104 currently.
All right, I guess I need to go see if I can steal some more money.
All right.
Yeah, gold.
Yeah, how much did you need again? I could donate some.
Yeah,
8
Drill
gold.
can also.
What'd you say,
8
Warbird?
more.
Oh, I said I will give you your 8 gold.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Very nice.
Okay. Morbird, take 8 gold off. I'll add 8 to Roxels. Okay, so that's 112. Great. So +1 striking dueling pistol is what you want, right?
Yes. Yep. And that'll be it.
Okay.
So, UV has brought to my attention this ooze ammunition item.
Oh boy.
It makes the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
And maybe further research needs to be done before I mean,
Mhm.
if there's not any negative to it, I guess I'm trying to understand if it's 7, so like the least expensive, the lesser ooze ammunition is 7 gold pieces, but I don't know if that's
Is that per bullet or per like set of them,
Right.
or yeah?
And then also, like, do I have to worry about my friends around the enemy potentially
With splash and stuff.
damage or anything like that?
There's nothing that says anything about splash damage.
While Fogel's looking at that, I also posted a link in group about elemental ammunition, since we seem to fight a lot of stuff with electricity weakness.
UV, stop it. There's just so much going on. Okay. No. Ooze ammunition is specifically 1 bullet.
Oof.
Right.
Um, I mean, think of it this way. It's like if you got, like... When you buy specialized arrows, you don't get, like, 10 of them. You get 1 specialized arrow. It's
Yeah.
the thing for bullets, too. And this is ooze ammunition, so I think, technically, arrows are ammunition, too. So it's the same kind of thing here. Both ways.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
It's cool. It's 7 gold pieces for 1 bullet.
Yeah.
Probably too early to take it then, but I mean, it's your money.
Well, I mean, 1d4 persistent acid damage and a -5 foot penalty to speed. Like, that's
Pretty
not bad.
awesome. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Right. Maybe I will take 1 to try it out.
Lucky bullet.
I will have 1 ooze ammunition, please.
Ooh. A
Okay,
mutagen that gives a bonus to performance checks. Nice. And crafting.
One other thing, Jacksonius, your dueling pistol is still only a striking pistol, not a +1 striking pistol. So, would you like to spend 35 gold pieces in order to make it a +1 striking pistol?
Sure.
Yeah. If anyone does not have +1 striking on their weapons that they use all the time, you should probably have that by now. Meaning, I just, suggested.
I haven't used a weapon since session 1, so.
That's fair. You and Astra has one, but I don't think we're gonna put a striking on that bad boy anytime soon, are we?
That's not what I'm planning on spending my money on. No.
Thank you, UV, for the suggestion,
Yeah.
and thank you, Fogel, for the +1.
Yeah,
Suggestion.
no problem. Because your to hit with your pistol is now a +13, which is great.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. Davy,
I picked
did
up some
you?
scrolls.
Oh, you
I
picked
picked
up
up
some
some
scrolls.
scrolls in the background. I got a Sonata span because that one just sounds cool and could be good for some crossing terrain. I picked up a Soothe scroll as well as an extra Loose Times arrow
Nice.
because I like them, and being able to cast them more often will be nice.
That's a great spell too. Davy, did you take care of the Crescent Cross payment and everything?
I did.
Beautiful. Okay. Downtime. Does anyone have anything very specific that they want to do, or are we all like doing various earn income activities?
Oh, I was thinking about maybe trying to track down that third alchemist who has developed the formula for the Tyrone.
Okay. What you want to do is move on with the story. I see.
Oh, okay, so that's not downtime.
I go find a litter box.
Just pickpocketing, rich marks,
Yeah.
people who just treat others like crap.
I'll be doing some corner street side proselytizing.
Yeah, I'll just read people's fortunes for money then if
There we go.
We're
Oh.
all just earning money.
Everyone's earning money. Does anyone not want to earn money?
Varilla doesn't really have any applicable skills.
Virilla's just not caring.
maybe you can participate in some duels for, gambling on yourself.
Can I earn any more money if I try street acrobatics or anything? That was one of the things. That was one of the options I passed up.
I just love how we all become like street performers. on our day
You're
off.
all circus folk. Okay. All right. I'm going to then go around the circle. You tell me what you're doing to earn income, and I will give you a skill to roll. We will start with the bard, who will be using performance.
Oh, you know it. Adriel is putting on some more feats of strength and variety shows at the Barrel and Bullet, and is going to try to pack the house, possibly, with some new flaming shots from her new buddy Lysarius.
Okay. DC is going to be 19 for all of these rolls. You can maybe talk me into getting a bonus or whatnot on your roll for circumstance and whatnot.
I will be adding my Virtuosic Performer bonus to this.
That is useful. Yeah, that's a definite pass. All right.
Yay.
So I'm gonna make this be a week's worth of downtime. Are you an expert in performance?
I sure am.
All right. I can't do math too good. 8 times 7 is
40,
56.
56. That's what I meant.
56.
all right. That's 56 silver pieces for you.
All right.
Morbid,
Oh, I'm telling fortunes.
telling fortunes. That feels pretty performative to me. Unless you want to do like real, actual stuff, then you can use occult.
Oh, I'd like to do performance, please.
Okay.
Public?
Yes.
Ah, shit.
I mean, you can hero if you want.
That's fine.
Yeah. So on a failure, it's 1 silver piece, so 7 silver pieces for you for the week.
Nice.
Let's move on to. I don't know what you got there, Shave.
Street performance.
Street performance.
All sorts of juggling and.
Acrobatic based. Okay.
I mean, I
then,
wasn't going to use the word, but yeah.
Sure. You weren't trying to lead a horse to water, not at all. Okay, so I'm going to give you a choice, but I know what you're going to take: performance or acrobatics.
I would love to use acrobatics. if I
Okay.
could. And you said this is public? Sorry, I'm terrible
public.
every time. Okay.
Public. That is not a success.
So they just suck.
So you're for 7 days straight, you're just tripping on your face, doing terribly.
Is this like Hero Point?
Boo!
You're like, you can if you want, but people are booing you. You just feel bad.
You get free. You get free tomatoes.
I don't know what the max gold I could even earn here would be, but probably not worth it.
Probably not.
Probably not. 56 is the max that you can earn currently. You will be earning 7 silver pieces. Varilla, anything?
Oh man, I'm sitting here looking at all the things I could do. Anything I could use my acrobatics for.
You could be performing across the street from Jacksonia's feats of various acrobatic maneuvers.
I'm
No
just
wonder I suck.
I'm just imagining you're like super well, and that's why Jacksonius is so bad. Everyone's across the street watching you.
Yeah, just a giant crowd over there.
Do that.
Yep.
Out there doing flips and stuff. She's basically just being a street performer.
And I'm just I'm just doing this. What the heck?
This is my thing.
Yeah, give me a performance or an acrobatics roll. Oh my god, you do so much better than Jacksonius. It's ridiculous. It literally was, your performance was so good it dragged Jacksonius down. Maybe it made him nervous, but oh man, it was rough for Jacksonius on the other side of the street from you. So
Oh God.
take you're an expert. Take your 56 silver pieces. Oh, that's fun. Okay, UV, what you got? What are you doing for a week?
So for a week,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to go out to street corner
Uh-huh.
and proselytize about how great dragons are.
Okay, neat. Then Kelvin, what are you? Are you trying to earn income? Is
Yeah,
that
I got a hat out. Yeah, no problem. I accept donations.
okay? Okay? Please tell me how talking about how good dragon gods are is going to give you money.
Same way that the Christian. Yeah,
And earn a living.
yeah. Got a hat out, talking about how great it is, and trying to reach out.
Okay. All right. Let's say diplomacy.
Not religion.
Or religion
I will
The
take
DC is going to be harder for you, though.
I understand. I have 5 more points in religion than diplomacy.
Sure, go for it.
So there we go. Skills. Religion.
Making the DC 21.
Okay.
Okay. 7 silver pieces as people take pity on you as
There you go.
talk about the dragon. And maybe it's less pity and more of maybe this silver piece will get her to stop talking.
I'll take it.
Kelvin, what you got?
Gonna earn some income by fixing all manner of inventions and mechanical things, and most importantly, clocks.
Most importantly. All right, crafting. Beautiful. Give yourself that 56 silver pieces. As you clank your way through, maybe that little thing that's attached to you is like buzzing you every so often and pushing you in the right direction so that you're crafting just a little bit harder.
My symbiote, Hobbs.
Mhm. Hobbs?
You've
Hobbs.
named
Right.
it. Okay.
Right. Kelvin and Hobbs. Uh-huh. You know, when Bill Waterston copyright strikes us, it's going to be a real bummer.
No,
Everyone's
it's fine.
going to hate us.
It's fine. They're spelled differently. It's totally different.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
There's 3 B's in this Hobbs.
and an A, but I won't tell you where.
Gail, I'm assuming you're stealing from a bunch of marks, like you said. So give me that thievery check, Scale.
All right.
Oh gosh! Wow.
You I'm gonna hero point that one.
Eats a hero point.
Yeah. That was shameful.
Failed hero point. It is not successful. All right. Oh, that's the one thing I forgot to do. I did not bump up your thievery score.
Oh.
Uh, if you want to take care of that, just move that from trained to expert, and add 56 silver pieces to your inventory.
All right.
If anyone has any trouble with with any of that, let me know. Otherwise, yeah, you guys are able to do downtime for about a week before, you guys are kind of just wrapping up your days coming back in from a long day of being an acrobatic performer, failing to be an acrobatic performer, yelling at people about dragons.
They're so good.
We're an odd bunch.
Ruxel's been let out of the clink for petty theft. All sorts of cool stuff.
Can I roll for the jailer's keys?
Oh God.
I'm joking.
Is
Nope. Uh,
Is Gattleby giving us a discount on the alchemical crafted items?
no,
Okay. Just check.
because he is a penny pincher. I decided.
Are we only spending 1 week?
Yeah, because
Okay.
At the end of a week. Wow. All right, let's boom, go up a whole week. I need to just adjust. I'll adjust the calendar later. It's fine. Oh no, I touched the calendar. This is what's happening. I'm freezing up when I touch the calendar, and it takes about 15 seconds for me to get control of my situation again. There we go. So you guys are coming back in, and Phoebe waves you guys over. She's like, well, I have another problem that needs solving, and I think it's right up your alley. She sighs. It pays well, and it'll get you even closer to selling your skull with your old friends Ambrose Muglin and Angelique Lovelace. Last night we got reports of a flying clockwork monster spotted over Hammer Street in Ferris Quarter. He flew over the Estradi due east before leaving the city entirely. She indicates the general area on a map of Alkenstar, which I will point out to you in a second. One of the sentries at Alkenstar Castle got a good look at it and said it was a clockwork cat with big bronze wings, with somebody riding it like a steed. We checked with the Temple of Bra, goddess of clockworks.
Mhm.
They keep a tight rein on which clockworks get made in Alkenstar. Turns out nobody's filed the paperwork for any clockwork cats. According to the Bryites, there's just one obvious suspect. She slides a charcoal sketch across the table, showing a gaunt-faced man with bushy hair, thin lips, a broad nose, and an intense stare. Alaman Kosawana, one of the church's former primary cogs, the second highest rank one can attain within the Bryad priesthood. A real whiz with clockworks, apparently, plus anything else he sets his mind to. Curious to a fault, you might say. He was booted from the church a while ago for breaking protocol and promoting heretical conspiracy theories. When was the last time you tried to pronounce heretical with a very bad southern accent?
Heretical.
Last time anyone saw him in public was at our friend Vashon Gattleby's Pyronite demonstration. She raises her eyebrows meaningfully. Kosawana kept a low profile till recently, doing his own thing at his workshop in Ferris Quarter. We got a few complaints from neighbors of loud booms coming from the workshop, but nothing serious. Well, the same night Sentry saw that flying clockwork cat, one of Kosawana's neighbors says he saw the old man fleeing the premises. Some gun-toting goons in pursuit. Sounds like one of the local gangs broke into the place and our man hightailed it out of there. Now, here's where it gets interesting. One of the robbers matches the description of our old friend, Ambrost Mugland. She clasps her hand behind her back and turns to study the whiskey bottles lining one of the walls. Maybe it's a coincidence that Mugland, who failed to capture Gattleby, leads a gang of toughs to grab this Kosawana guy just a few nights later. But I don't believe in coincidences. I want you to check it out. She drops a cloth sack onto the table that lands with a satisfying clink. Go search Kosawana's workshop and talk to his neighbor. The priests at the Temple of Bry will have the address. While you're at the temple, maybe see about looking into whatever heretical poppycock got Kosawana in hot water with the Bryites. Could give us some clues as to where he went. At any rate, the Duchess wants you to find him before Mugland does. Ensure his safety and find out what he knows. If he managed to figure out the Pyronite formula, bring him in so we can keep him safe.
Sounds good.
Clockwork Cat. This is obviously a team up of Kelvin and Jacksonius.
I'm gonna make sure Jacksonius does not currently have giant brass wings.
Jacksonius?
I do not, that I recall.
Okay.
So we're just gonna collect everybody who knows the formula for Pyronite, and eventually we'll have dozens and dozens of people in this room. And we'll be like, well, maybe it's more popular than we realized.
Well,
Pyropals.
you have one Pyronite, you have one Lyserium, and then
What-
else with this guy?
What does Lyserium do? I forgot to ask. I'm sorry.
That is a good question. It is for me to look up in the other book. We moved on to the other book. Come on.
Sorry.
Where
And-
are you?
I'm able to add that to my book of recipes, right?
Lyserium is equivalent to Alchemist's Fire, except it has negligible bulk. It explodes in a green flame and is worth twice as much.
Nice. Okay.
So it's the same as an Alchemist's Fire, just
Lighter.
much lighter. Which, as Drums can attest to as a former alchemist, weight is a real problem for alchemists.
Seriously, you're like, oh, I can brew all of these formulas in the morning, and oh, right, I can't carry them. Cool.
Okay.
I'm able to add that to my book, right?
To your formula book?
Yeah.
Yes, if you have an alchemist formula book.
Yep, I got it with my feet.
Yes.
Okay,
You should be able to find it and add it. If not, we'll figure that out.
Yeah,
in
just
a couple
yeah.
minutes.
Don't have to worry about that. I can't make anything right now anyway, so I just want to make sure. Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
All right. What do you guys want to do?
Go to the church.
Do you want to go to
Me
the
too.
church first, or do you want to go to Katswana's place first?
I'd like to go to the church. I want to. If he's doing something super weird or creepy, and it might give us a leg up.
That's true.
All
We
right,
could,
yeah.
Take me to church.
Yeah. Maybe we could go into an encounter prepared. Huh.
Weird.
Okay, you want to go to the temple?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, I just wanted to tell the crew about what I'm discovering listening through podcast of. So in our other campaign, I'm now listening through a podcast of the same adventure path, but like pretty much a whole book behind. So I'm learning all the things that we missed, and there's this whole section that the Davi prepared for us that we basically just glossed over. And it turns out you could pretty much find out everything about the final dungeon by actually talking to people in this encounter that we just were like, I think we got everything we need. We're out. Bye. And yeah, we could have learned so much. So talking to people and preparing is probably worth it, is the point.
I spent
Most
so
fun
long,
I-
so long prepping that encounter. That entire bar scene was like literally I spent 2 days working on it.
What a waste of time. It was so wonderful for me. Okay.
I'm so mad.
So you guys just head out?
Yeah. I think we're good and rested up.
You
Everyone's
leave
got
the big bag of gold on the table behind you?
I take that.
Which big bag of gold?
No, I do not know.
There was a lot of exposition that just happened, but at some point she drops a bag that clinks onto the table in front of you.
Yeah.
After she says it, she's gonna pay you. So she's paying you ahead of time now instead of.
Oh,
We have proved
Alright.
ourselves. Nice. How much? How much is in here?
There is 350 gold pieces,
Ooh.
Whee!
enough for 50 gold pieces per person.
We're rich.
We really are. Holy
Could I-
cats.
Could I check to see if Lazarius has made any of his stuff?
I mean, you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
I'd like to check in to see if he has any bottles of juice.
You check in on him, and he's drunk in the back, and he's drinking with Gattleby, and they're just drinking
good.
together. They've been plastered for a week.
Hey guys,
Talking
you
about
fellas.
science shit.
He
Kelvin
throws a
gives him a
bottle at
thumbs
you.
up.
Get out of here!
Oh, sorry.
More
Well,
like
they're fine.
lazy Arius, am I right?
Okay. You get 50 more gold pieces a pop. You now have a lot of money. And you guys start to head out to the Temple of Bry, and we will take a 10-minute recess.
All right.
Sounds good. See you soon.
See.
what?
And we are back. Alright, so you guys just decided to go check out the Temple of Bry. That seems like a cool thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you, Temple of Bry?
Bottom middle, Auburn District.
You found it? Yep. Right there. Just so you know, this is where your Hellside trip went to.
Mm-hmm.
Then here's the Barrel and Bullet, and the Temple of Bry down here. You have to cross the Strati River again. This is like the major river that goes through the Mono Wastes. Cuts directly through Alkenstar. This waterfall here is that hundreds of feet of waterfall that's going on there. It is impressive. Kind of cuts through like a big old canyon on, I believe, this half. That's where it drops off. But you make your way towards the Temple of Bry. I need to find the right thing now. Because I believe this is in our imagination sphere. Okay.
You're in my imagination sphere.
Ooh.
Aww.
Ooh. Oh, damn it. They're really expensive. Never mind.
Okay. So you guys head to the Temple of Bry. It's this. You walk up to this. This temple is like cogs and clockwork everywhere. It's beautiful in its own way, but also very unique. I wish I had a good picture of it here. I'll find it in the other book at some point and show you guys. But it's just this giant, because of how important Bry is to the community, it is a huge cathedral, essentially. You guys have been... Phoebe had, before you left, kind of contacted the people at the temple. Ooh, we lost someone. He's back. And arranged for you guys to meet with Tertiary Cog Mentakis, a priest of Bry, who often deals with the church's public affairs. Ooh, troubles.
That is the coolest name ever.
Mentakis?
The whole title.
There we go.
Tertiary Cog Mentakis?
Yes.
Is tertiary for short?
I think they gotta go the whole formality of Tertiary Cog. It's like Grand High Priestess. That sort of thing. You make your way to the entrance, and this woman comes out towards you. Quite a large party. You must be the ones that Miss Dunsmith has told us about. She looks
Indeed.
like that.
Is that Mentakis?
That is Tertiary Cog Mentakis. She is accompanied by an acolyte. And she points out, and she says, "This is my acolyte Duga." And he carries this large leather-bound book fastened with bronze gears. Someone give me a knowledge religion.
Oh, I know how to
Oh,
do
I think we know some people who are good at that.
This book looks like this. Astro, you don't know what this is.
Okay. I rolled pretty shit then.
You sure did.
Could I roll clockwork?
Nope.
Oh.
Actually, you know what? It's lore clockwork, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll give you a chance on that. Okay, good blind check
Yeah. Yeah.
there.
Caught that
Uh,
after I clicked.
you recognize this because of your involvement in crafting and knowledge of clockwork and all that. You recognize this as a copy of the book Logic of Design, which is a manual of regulations and creation. You also know that this manual of regulations is the primary scripture of Bry. Are we aware of who Bry is? Have we gone into that part? Interesting. Okay.
A deity.
Yeah, at this point, Bry, all of you would know who Bry is. Bry is the goddess of clockwork and invention. Her areas of concern also include time, primarily its measurement through the use of clocks. The subject, well, no. Her holy text is called Logic of Design. By way of parables and guidance called regulations, the text exhorts inventors to experiment rigorously and to preserve knowledge of their work for future generations. Unlike many holy books, Logic of Design is regularly updated as new discoveries are made, with old versions recalled and replaced with revised texts.
If only.
Regulations are rigorously numbered and organized into sections, subsections, paragraphs, and subparagraphs as needed. When updated, text is never renumbered, making it possible for astute readers to trace the evolution of Bryite thought by studying omissions and addenda. In Alkenstar, I'm going to go with this too. Clergy members of the Temple of Bry are organized into a rigid hierarchy. At the bottom of the pecking order are acolytes, who are overseen by priests known as cogs. These cogs range in seniority from tertiary cogs, the lowest ranking individuals, to grand cogs, the highest rank achievable in the church. Grand cogs wield great authority within the church, and sometimes take on colorful monikers, such as High Clock Mother Aethanth Lanalier. Because there's a lot of fun to be done with that.
Fascinating.
Mintakis says, well, I've heard that you have had some questions for us here at the temple. What would you like to know?
These questions might be of sensitive nature. Did you want to ask here or maybe in office?
I can't hear you at all.
Oh, really?
I can hear him.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
It was
yeah.
super low on my end.
Oh, I had to crank him up before.
Mm-hmm.
I currently have them at 200%
Oh,
via Discord.
Yeah, same.
I hate Windows so much.
The question was, do you want us to ask our sensitive questions here out in the open? Or should we go somewhere else?
Thank you.
Ah, I can hear you much better there. Maybe something just went wonky.
Bop, bop, bop.
She says, there are sensitive questions. Yes, perhaps we should go somewhere inside. And she walks you into the cathedral. And it's a grand open space that you see inside. Not really pews as such, but there's an altar. And in fact, there's many altars. And it's interesting because most people at each altar, the different cogs, seem to be working on machinery and creating things, crafting things.
Rillas thinks this is really cool.
What does Calvin roll for questioning his life choices? Because this place seems pretty rad.
I mean, it really depends, because this could be just very inspiring, and you could look upon Bry maybe a little differently having visited this. You know, you're currently, I think, attached to Torag, but
Yeah.
you could always be like, you know what, Bry's pretty cool too, and change worship, or you could just be, like, I'm down with Bry. Bry is a cool secondary person for me to be like, hey, Bry, can you help brother out here?
Is it safe to say the temple sounds like a clock shop?
There's
Yeah.
a ton of tinkering going on, and there is definitely a lot of just like chunk moving of gears and whatnot all over the place. And yes, hammering. It's constantly there's something being worked on, and it's extremely bright inside. Whites and golds, kind of not opalescent, pearlescent. It's beautiful in its own way. And every wherever you look, it looks ordered. Like there is a definite order to things, and the temple itself looks like something that's been engineered to perfection. She says, well, you may ask whatever questions you have. We are inside now. The temple is a safe place.
So what's this about a clockwork cat?
I don't think she knows about the clockwork cat. I think she knows about the person who left the church.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe he left because he was making a clockwork cat, I suppose. But I don't know that the church is necessarily involved or up to date.
What was his name again?
His name was Alaman Katswana?
Kosawana.
Kosawana.
She kind of, tweaks her head. She's like, clockwork cat, I'm unaware of any clockwork cats. There aren't in our records.
Well, we just found out about one being made and, I guess, ridden around by Alaman Kasawana, who we were told used to be a priest here until he, well, you tell us, why is he no longer a priest here?
She kind of raises an eyebrow in mild surprise. She seems like she's very well contained. She hasn't been very emotional or anything at this. And the eyebrow raise is like a grand gesture, essentially, from her. She says, we haven't kept up with the goings-on of the former primary cog for quite some time. In accord with Regulation 1452, Alaman Kasawana is no longer associated with our temple. And she turns to Duga, who opens the complex clockwork latching mechanism on his book and flips through its pages, going to a passage, and hands the book to the party. Gosh, who asked the question?
Adriel did.
Adriel did. He hands it to you and points to a
Adriel?
heading that reads Regulation 14.5.2.
Adriel promptly goes, ugh, and hands it to Astra.
I'll take. Yeah, I will take it. Yes.
And Duga recites the text from memory as you read it. Regulation 1452. All components shall advance the functional or aesthetic qualities of the device. Any component which does not serve the whole shall be excised. The acolyte closes the book on you as he finishes the last phrase. Mintakis nods, eyes closed, savoring the logic of the words. So it was with primary Cog Kasawana. He chose not to serve the church, so was declared superfluous to our needs. He continues to serve the Whisper in Bronze in his own way, perhaps, but not in an official capacity. I believe his workshop is in the Ferris Quarter along the river, 3 blocks west of Hammer Street.
He was not contributing to the whole. He was working in a unsanctioned way.
Mintakis frowns and pauses to consider the question. Regulation 475 guides us, she says. Then gestures to Duga, who recites the passage from memory, doesn't even flip it open. It is not for the gear to determine how it will turn, but for the maker to set the design. Each gear must work with those beside it, or else the device will fail. Mintakis nods. Alaman found himself fascinated with some of the less accurate records in our archives, from which he formed a peculiar worldview. Instead of helping to grow the knowledge of the faith, he fell victim to lies and half-truths. Grand Cog Lanalier finally had to ask him to retire from public duties to prevent further embarrassment.
I understand that these texts are non-truthful and of sensitive nature, of course. It might be helpful if we could examine these with someone there to make sure nothing untoward, to figure out what he is doing. Obviously, it's not for the best of the city if it's against the Church of Brai.
Give me a diplomacy check.
Oh boy.
We're asking to see his browser history here.
Not the best. Before you tell me the result, if I fail, I would like to use a hero point. Is that a thing I can tell you ahead of time?
Yes, I
Okay.
accept those conditions.
Thank you. Thank you.
She... Interesting. Okay. She says, Regulation 317. In order to truly create an original device, one must first create the entire cosmos. All makers build upon those who have come before, and it is the duty of every maker to leave a foundation for future makers to build upon. Then she elaborates, even old texts rife with error are retained by our order, but some stories from the past are meant as allegory, or require heavy revision or annotation in light of new understandings. Alaman took a few such stories literally. It infected his work, his teaching, even his mind. You must understand, every religion has those who believe that they have cracked the code or uncovered truths that generations of researchers before them have missed. When presented with evidence, these people merely invent a bigger conspiracy to explain away the incongruity that allows them to maintain their beliefs. And she hands you a copy of Logic of Design. She says, here, something to compare them against.
Thank you. Astra looks around. What is them?
Oh, anything you might find from... Apologies. As I said, we have many revisions and whatnot. If you are to find any older copies of Logic of Design, you may see how we adjust and change things as we go along.
Of course. New understandings and new exposures to truths can change understandings of previous truths.
Exactly.
But new understandings can spread. So, was he on his own? Did he take anybody else with him? Do you know, does he have a cult of personality about him now?
Are there others he has misled?
Mhm. I do not know. Alman and I have not spoken since he left the church years ago. All I can do is direct you to his workshop. Perhaps his neighbors may be able to provide you with the information you seek.
Thank you for the copy of the holy text.
You are very welcome.
I suppose it's pretty helpful, even if it is a boring book.
Be nice.
You guys
Um,
keep.
You know what, sir? Adriel, you give me a diplomacy check as well.
Alrighty. Sorry, there were like overlays on overlays. I didn't realize how many characters were up. It's like, I have to close so many things.
Okay. She. She. What you says seems to kind of break through just a little bit further to her, even just like she seems to gain a little bit more of a helpful disposition towards you. She says, perhaps you might glean some knowledge in the asynchronous archives. Kasawana, though a powerful primary cog, was not exempt from the many rules he broke while accessing the archives. Perhaps you might learn something of the man by reading some of the same books he did.
Thank you. Good job.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take that. All right. Hey, Astra, can you pull up those archives? I assume those are chapters. Or,
Oh no. She begins taking you
To the
Oh.
library. Nice.
Oh, we're going to the archives. Okay.
Yeah. She says, while you as outsiders actually have a little bit more leeway than us cogs and acolytes, we are forbidden from entering the library without submitting multiple request forms. Guests are permitted to peruse the church's library freely once per month for a single visit up to 24 hours.
You guys have an interesting security policy.
And she pulls out a whole sheaf of papers and puts them in front of you, and she says, please sign these.
Yes.
Fantasy NDAs.
Can I sign mine the way it was on my name tag?
Jarzablonius.
It is the only piece of ID you have, so it probably makes sense that you.
If you look over them, it is in fact, Patrick, a strict non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah.
The trademark police, I'm telling you.
Reading through it, you read that the penalty for breaking this agreement is submission to a Gaius ritual to prevent further disclosure, plus a lifelong ban
Excuse
from
me?
all-
I
A
believe
what
it's-
ritual?
It might be pronounced Gius.
There's about 800 different ways to pronounce this.
Could you choose the one
I
that's less
suppose-
offensive?
I suppose that did come off as a way that I did not intend. So let's go for Gius. And then a lifelong ban from all of the Temple of Bry's libraries.
Oof.
She says, you know what? Okay. You may take me up on this offer now, or perhaps you want to investigate Alaman's place first, and then you come back afterwards.
Well, it's within 24 hours. Is that 24 hours contiguous, or can we leave in the middle?
It is contiguous. I did have you sign the agreement. However, it is from entering the library.
Understood. In that case, what does everyone think? Could be useful either way.
It could be really helpful getting a little background, but we might also be on a time crunch. I don't know if the city can afford another night of flying clock cats.
We also can't come back for a month if we need to examine anything kooky in his lab.
That is a good, yeah. I mean,
Some of us could go in and some of us could go in later. I'm not sure how long somebody's going to be in there to look at stuff, is the thing. What time of day is it, Fogel?
It is.
2:55.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't pay attention to that.
Oh.
Okay.
I haven't updated it because I'm too scared to touch things over there right now with how it's been acting. It is. Let's say 10 in the morning.
Because the other question is, what do we want to do and how do we want to do it and when do we want to do it at his lab? That may influence our decision to use library now or later.
You know what? I realized that I said that she started that whole thing after you had done your last day of downtiming, so it should be almost evening time. Actually, it's probably about 7 p.m.
Okay.
My apologies.
So, remind me what suggested the time crunch.
I was only suggesting the time crunch because it seems like an active situation. So, it seems like there's a flying cat every night. Or at least only for the last few nights. So it's like we don't know how much longer that'll last or if something bad will happen. It's kind of like, if you were investigating the whereabouts of a murderer and you knew the whereabouts, but you're like,
Let's research.
we should dig into his backstory a little bit first, and then they murdered something even though you had their location. That probably wouldn't be great.
Fair.
She's down either way. She sees the value in either action.
Yeah.
She does say, I will let you know that tomorrow is the beginning of our inventory process for the archives themselves. So,
Oh.
you will need to be done with your research before we begin.
Okay, well, I think there's a time crunch either way, and I think Adriel actually votes for research.
First. Okay.
Well,
So
that's
against her
that's-
needs.
I mean, that one is a known quantity as far as the time crunch goes.
I do have a question about the inventory. Will the inventory process potentially bring additional information?
I think we're not allowed in after the inventory process is the way I read that. It's like closed for maintenance for a while.
Yeah. That's how I understood it. We can ask though.
You can.
Yeah, we asked that.
Jacksonius is a fan of talking in the third person.
It's like a Khajiit.
She says, well, no, no one is allowed in. The Temple of Bry conducts a very sacred inventorying process on the same day, at the same time, every month for the past 100 years. It will take days before we are done inventorying everything.
Okay, we should research now then.
Research now. Yeah. research.
Thank you for letting us know that vital piece of information.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this, but let's go look at some books. I think it actually. I might be a convert. Who knows?
I'll try to find ones with pictures for you. Don't worry.
She says, "Wonderful. Well, you understand that normally there's 24 hours that you are allowed to be in here. The inventory begins in 16." She
Understood.
unlocks the door, like this large geared covered door, and she says, "Well, there you are. Welcome to the Asynchronous Archive. You have 16 hours. Good luck."
Does it look like the Jedi Archives?
The Jedi Archives are much more technological.
Well, obviously the plan doesn't exist. It's not on our records. How could he can't possibly have these wrong informations?
So, we've done this before. Most of the group has. Welcome back to the research subsystem. Each person can choose to try and spot out different things and do research on them. There's a lot going on here. Can check out various things. When you enter the library, you see you can find pretty quickly that there are a series of outdated versions of Logic of Design, which includes redacted articles and unorthodox treatises. There is also an enormous hourglass that's filled with pure quartz sand at the end of the archives here, and it looks like it's reflecting some sort of imagery through its glass.
Cool.
Imagery of what?
That's a very good question. Depending on what you are looking for and using as research, you'll have a different flash of vision as you go through. Now, I'm going to give you, do we want to make this more gamey or more roleplay-y? Because I can give you all of the different research checks that you can do for each of these things.
This is just my personal opinion, but it feels for things like this, which are purely mechanical, like roll. I feel like gamey, quote unquote, like is a more. One thing, it's faster.
Yep.
And we're all adults and only have so many hours to play a night.
Yeah.
So
I vote for gamey.
Gamey it is. Nice and gross tasting. All right, so if you want to look through the revision history of Logic by Design, you can try academia lore, Bry lore, library lore, religion, or perception. For looking through the sands of time, you can try Bry lore, fortune-telling lore, occultism, or perception. I'm not going to give you the DCs, however.
Fair.
Adriel will look through the revision history because she is, pretty severely ADHD and doesn't like reading, but can pick up on patterns and can scroll through everything quickly to try to find differences in something that might be of note.
Okay. Just so you know, each one of these checks each round of research here is going to take up 4 hours. So there are technically 4 full rounds for researching to occur. All right.
Okay.
So Adriel, logic of design revision history. What check would you like to make?
She's gonna go just strict perception, I think. Just kind of
Okay.
basically not even reading, but looking for patterns.
Perfect. Give me a perception check then.
Blind or no?
Blind. Yep. Okay. I'm gonna have to re-look up the research rules.
And while Fogel's doing that, Adra will be able to aid a lot of you on your checks as well, either using aid or guidance. So a lot of you can get it at least, a little +1 to your checks.
Okay, I have a very good method of keeping track of this. My handy dandy notebook is here.
Side note,
Okay.
the book, all the clocks on the book are in the perfect 10-2 position. Just throwing that out there. 10-10.
Okay. That was Adriel. Morbird.
What was the second one again?
The Sands of Time, the big old hourglass.
Oh, I want to do that one.
Okay. Bry lore, fortune telling lore, occultism, or perception.
Occultism, please.
Okay. Roll
Is
that.
now a good time?
Yep.
Add a +1 to it. Adriel can cast guidance on you.
Okay.
What's the duration of guidance?
And you know what? It is short, and actually, I don't know. It's a perception check or skill check, so I don't know if this really counts as a skill check. So
Yeah, it's kind of not, but I think even it's a 4-hour thing, so
yeah,
I don't think guidance will apply here.
yeah, it only applies to the next action, which is technically 2 seconds. So
Okay. All right. Shave.
I think I got to do something with perception.
Okay. Which one are you going for?
Jeez. This research stuff confuses me. Also.
Do you want to try and look through the revision history of the book, or check out the visions of this big old hourglass?
The hourglass sounds more interesting.
Okay. Then give me that perception check.
Okay. Can do. Oh, I forgot about your control thing you were talking about.
Yeah, control click and it will blind you in. Okay. Roll me a will save.
Okay.
Okay. As you look, like, basically your perception check on this is just like you staring real hard at these weird visions that kind of formulate out at you, right? As you're looking, the visions just come stronger and stronger and stronger, and you become overwhelmed by visions of the past and future. For the next research round, you will be stupefied 1.
That's already true, though.
Okay. Let's go to Davy.
Well, Varilla is not built for any of this. So she's just kind of looking, and she's just got kind of a disgusted look on her face, and she's like, back home, this is why we have people that we pay to do this.
You can choose to do nothing.
Are these going to be occurring at the same time, or if I do something, would it be an additional 4 hours?
No, this is all happening at the same time. Everyone's doing their own research.
I would advise Varilla that we could probably use all the help we could get.
Don't forget that critical failures give you -1.
That's what I'm
to your
afraid of.
research points.
In that case, I take it back.
You know what? She's going to grab. She's kind of huffing and puffing about, and I'm going to make this because I can roll perception. She's just going to grab a random book.
Okay. Yeah, give me a perception check then.
And she sighs, and she's just, well, I guess.
Okay. UV. You are muted.
You're correct. I know how loud my keyboard is. Sorry. Well, I'm going to be examining the text, and
Okay.
like I say, I don't know the DCs. So my plan is to do 2 of them with academia lore and 2 of them with religion.
Here's something I'm going to say right now. In general, and this is something that's part of the rules of the game, in general, lore checks are at a lower DC than guild checks otherwise.
Got it. All right. In that case, academia lore.
Now, if your religion check is like way higher than your lore check,
Right. It's my lore is 7, my religion is 9.
great. Okay.
So assuming it's like 5, right? It's still better for me to do academia. Oh, no, that's not it. No. And land gym. Using the text that I was given from her as I'm examining some of these.
Okay. Patrick?
I'm going to examine the revision list using a perception check.
Astra looks around and realizes she's the only one who's went to school, apparently.
Okay. And Scale.
I'm just gonna pick up a book as well and just do a perception check and see if I just notice anything.
Okay.
Blind Geo, right?
Yep. Okay. Alright. Then we're just gonna go through that same round thing again, if you want to just keep going. So by if you want to keep going, I mean like we can get through this maybe a little faster. Adriel?
Yep, I will just do the same then.
Mhm. Warbird?
I'm gonna switch to fortune telling lore.
Okay.
I can't figure out how to do it. There we go.
Well,
Nice.
that sound effect tells us something.
Okay. Shave.
Real quick, I guess I have this lore skill, 1 terrain. I don't really understand what it means, but I don't know if it's helpful or not.
No, you back when we made your character, you need to say a terrain that you have some lore of due to your background. So, figure out a terrain and delete 1 terrain and put in like desert.
I'm gonna say mountains.
Sure. Perfect. Mountains. You got it.
And,
Terrain, Temple of Bry.
yeah.
Subsection, library thereof.
Having said that, is that even helpful here?
No. So,
Continue doing
yeah.
what I was.
Yep. Give me whatever check you were going to make. Are you doing another perception check on the Sands of Time?
Yeah, unless now that I'm stupefied, if that gives us more of a chance of a -1 or whatever, I don't have to.
You are -1 currently. Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm just
Minus,
wondering.
it's -1 on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma-based checks and DCs.
I'm just wondering with the stupefied condition if I'm, am I going to be more detrimental to the group by continuing?
I
to
mean,
perform
how's your perception?
checks? It is +8.
So it's +7 currently.
Okay. So
I would say roll.
okay. Why does that control not work if it's in a separate window? Wait, I'm gonna try that. There we go.
Okay. Davy?
Brill again is just huffing and puffing and paging through these books. She's going to continue with the same book she started with, and
Okay. UV?
Same again.
Patrick?
Same.
And Scale.
I'm gonna go try the Sands of Times with my cultism.
Okay. Okay. Round 3. Adriel?
Yep. Same thing.
Morbid?
Am I stupefied from crit failing last time?
Nope. The crit fail had nothing to do with
Oh.
Yep. Okay, Shave?
Same.
Okay, and you're not stupefied this time around either.
Hooray.
Nice. Davy?
Dooby. Why do I keep on closing my stupid window after I roll that check?
Oh.
Same book. And she's getting really mad and frustrated.
Okay. Okay, UV?
Bonk.
Patrick?
Same.
And Scale?
Gonna do occultism again on the Sands of Time.
Sounds good. Okay, and then Adriel?
I assume we've been working through the night now. I think if we are at that point where it is starting to be dawn again, that is when Adriel will be captivated by the sands and start checking that out.
Okay.
So that's what she's gonna do. And remind me, what are the possible roles there?
Bry lore, fortune-telling lore, occultism, or perception.
She will just stick with perception, I think.
And give me a will save.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's good or bad?
You're fine.
Okay.
Lots of visions slam their way towards you, but you fail to be overwhelmed by them.
All right.
Okay, Morbid. Shave?
I will continue.
Dabby?
She looks broken. Persists. She's absolutely miserable.
UV?
Astra is reminded that all night study sessions is what she hated the most about going to university.
Patrick?
Gonna go with the same.
And Scale.
Ruxel's gonna go back over and pick up another book.
Okay. Okay. All right. So, I will say that you needed to get 20 research points to learn everything.
You got 3.
You guys could have had, if, well, I'm not even going to do that. 7 people apiece from -1 through 2, depending on crit failure or crit success, right?
Mhm.
After 16 hours, you ended up with a grand total of 0 research points.
Wow.
0?
0. Straight. I have never seen a stretch of so cold rolling as all of you. There were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 critical failures and 2 critical successes. One of them being, surprisingly, Varilla, and the other being Astra, actually.
And those didn't help us.
You have spent 16 hours researching and have learned absolutely nothing.
And now
Sounds a little bit like college, am I
Can
right?
we hero point that whole thing?
I think at this point, Adril sort of snaps to and is like, I don't understand any of this. Closes the book and then starts storming out. She's like, this is why you use swords and not books. The pen is not mightier than the sword. I'll show you.
Tertiary Cogmentakis opens the door for you. She says, "Oh, good morning. How did your night go?"
Ruxel just starts crying.
Astra looks at her and just goes, "Next time I come, do not let them come in with me, please." God, just annoying and complaining all night. just talking about how annoying.
I think we need Clockwork for Dummies books. That's what we need.
Varilla, come. I buy you snack at shop. Come on. Ugh. Breakfast food, bed, then deal with lack of success.
Varilla flips off the library and says, "Take a look at my second hand," and Also flips another bird.
And
Astra
place
then
of
apol-
worship.
A clock joke.
Astra then apologizes.
I do want to know if there's logic by design, if you can find those in every hotel room or other thing.
Yeah, they're
Like a
like
pocket
yeah.
version.
Nice.
It is actually about noon when you get out, which is right the perfect time for them to begin their inventorying. So you guys file out as a bunch of nerds file in to inventory some shit.
You're a real
Good
nerd.
luck.
That shit
Ruxels-
didn't make sense.
Yeah. As they come in, Astra just leans over. I'm so sorry about the mess they left. I apologize. I am sorry.
Like Ruxel's just like snot crying, like, why is there so many words?
And Astra turns to the high cogger there, and just like looks at her and goes, "Again, I am sorry. Please have gold. Accept this, please. I am so sorry."
She's like,
Apologizing.
I do not know what you're apologizing for. You've done much research throughout the night. It should have been a gratifying experience.
It would have been.
Won't,
It would have been.
Sure.
won't give us
I am-
knowledge.
I'm mostly apologizing for mess they have left inside. Just books everywhere, I'm sure. Like, just imagine them looking for like 5 minutes and tossing a book. As they just get bored with what they're looking at.
I built a house of books, and I expect that to still be here if I come back.
Exactly.
Oh gosh, what a way to spend 20 minutes.
And the door's a gun.
At least we wasted that on knowledge and not an actual fight.
That is true. No
We
fight
still
occurred.
have our hit points.
Knowledge is a waste.
Just a
So
bunch of jocks.
you guys leave.
Astra's just glaring.
You're all fatigued because you have stayed up through the evening and it is the next day.
Yes.
Fatigue being a real condition that does a lot of not great things.
Yep.
All right, let's
Astra-
go get and fight.
Astra suggests that we grab some food from a food cart on the way back to our rooms and sleep.
How about some coffee? Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No coffee, sleepy.
Coffee.
Besides, I assume you all want to storm his shed at night. We could climb on roofs.
Well, I don't
Agreed.
think we
Kinda
want
want-
to storm the shed. Remember, we should probably talk to neighbors and figure out
Well,
what's
yes.
going on, which I would want to do during the daytime, not like jump through their windows at midnight.
No, it's good. We
Shit,
just
neighbors.
we hold knife to throat, demand what they know, and then
Where
knock
is
them.
he?
I mean, we'll just walk through the door and be like, I have a tip. And that should work, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I got a tip.
Can we try to bribe them with extra coffees?
So you guys pick up some sausages or something on your way back to the Bullet and Barrel.
Yeah.
I guess so.
I mean,
Drink a bunch and go to sleep.
Astra's not going to be any good at talking to the neighbors anyway. If people want to try doing that,
Oh, I think we definitely should.
yeah, I agree.
I guess
Mhm.
the question is, we are fatigued, which
Yeah.
does impact our defenses.
Mhm.
It makes us bad at it makes us worse at combat. It's not terrible, but it's not great. So do we want to just head over, straight from, or I mean, have a lunch? We'll dine al fresco first, but then do we just want to go talk to neighbors? Alternatively, we could wait a whole nother day. Like, just call it a day,
We
get some
already-
sleep.
Yeah, we already wasted 16 hours. What's
rather-
another, what's another day?
Yeah, I'd rather not get caught in this condition that I am in.
Yeah, you never know what. We might run into some neighbors that want to fight too. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, they might be on his payroll.
Yeah.
So you're voting go back to the safety of the save point.
Yeah.
Yes.
But first,
All right.
sausage.
That's fine.
You head back, drink yourselves under the table, go to sleep.
Ah,
I assume you tell Phoebe about your failures.
She's probably like, I don't pay you guys to read books. That's not why I hired you.
Good,
Sorry,
because I
Phoebe.
never will.
One again.
She does,
Baby,
she does
baby, I
say,
thought I liked clocks. I don't.
she does say, well, at least I found some extra information. The
Thank
neighbor you want to contact is the junkyard owner, Wenrick Riggs. There's a shop in the building directly north of Kasawana's workshop. You'll want to talk to him. Seems like he's the one who's been reporting.
Ooh, you got information. Good for you.
Some of us can do our research, and then she slams a whiskey in front of you.
That's what we were missing.
Onward.
Okay. So
Great.
we sleep and get up in the morning and we get some everything bagels and coffee and
Lots of coffee.
take them over to Wenrick Riggs's place.
Anyone who's a spellcaster, if you haven't clicked on rest for the night yet, you might want to do that just so that you have all your spell slots. This is
Okay.
not a warning. This is just something that I thought about that you haven't maybe done before. Now that
I also forgot to do my spell thing.
a couple spell things: casting mage armor on yourself, followed by
Yep.
with your wand, followed by your lucky number.
Yep. So I'm gonna do that now. So
Okay. Give me that d20.
boom.
That's
pretty.
one
I
that you
can
want.
reroll. I can reroll any 18 once per day.
Gosh, what a waste of a second.
Use your hero
level.
No. I mean, if I get confused or like mentally taken over or something.
You know, that is an interesting. Someone said use your hero point.
Oh,
This is a d20
Yeah.
roll.
boop. Good call.
Yeah, hero point, baby.
This is the rare time when you hero point waiting for a lower number.
Yeah. Come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
There
yeah, that's tasty. That's the way
Suck
you
it.
want it.
we go. Yeah.
successful hero points.
For once.
We're only successful at hero points when you want a lower roll on the hero point.
Yeah.
Underachieving hero points.
Ta-da-da.
So weird. Such a weird usage of a hero point. Okay. You guys head over. It's not too far away actually. This is in Ferris Quarter, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Sure is.
So, Barrel and Bullet is right there. Let's make up a place for it to be. There. Why not?
Sweet.
You guys wander over to there. And yeah, you see that you find the workshop, and then yep, it's a ramshackle shop north of the workshop that you see where the neighbor is supposedly to be. But you could just walk into the workshop if you want.
Let's go in.
Gosh. The door is a gun. If there's anything we've learned.
It is.
They're not gonna attack us.
Is this a public building, like where people go in to buy, or is just like a private workshop?
It's a private workshop, but across the street, that junkyard is a shop. Like the guy owns a junkyard and
Yeah.
then takes in the bits and pieces to sell to others.
Sure. Does he have an office like on the junkyard side?
This is not the junkyard is not where the shop is.
Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Do we want to knock?
And the
Sure.
door slightly ensconced, like it's hanging slightly off of its hinges. It's like not put together well, this place.
Astra will knock first before we burst into someone's building.
Rux will make sure he is not in front of the door in any kind of manner.
Yeah, I'm around the side. I
Now,
learned my
this is-
lesson as well.
This is the shop, not the workshop that you are knocking on, right? For the neighbor?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Neighbor's
Uh,
shop.
You knock and you hear, "What is it? Come in if you want to buy anything."
Adriel will go ahead and walk in.
They walk
Says-
in, and this place looks real terrible on the inside, but it looks like the parts are good. Like, it is a place where you can go and buy stuff if you want, but it is, man, this guy looks real bad. His face is completely like it was shaven maybe 6 or 7 days ago, and he's got like scraggle beard that with patches left and right, just looks real bad. His hair is patchy up top too, but long. You know, that real kind of creepy look to him. That's
just-
what he's got.
Nice.
Are you
It's like
just
looking in a mirror
staring
for-
at? Yeah, I was like, are you just staring at my my tile in the Zoom call or the Discord call here?
No.
Patchy
Definitely wasn't.
beard.
Nope.
It's dark, but I've got the kind of like greasy hair going on right now.
Oh.
lumped together in
Oh,
spots.
how bad for you that you have greasy hair. How horrible.
Hey, don't let his existing hair get you down.
I'll let other people's existing hair get me down. It's fine.
So
Um,
yeah, Adriel will go ahead and say to him, I mean, if we could figure out what's going on here, I guess we might buy something. But we're actually here to talk to you about, and I can't believe I'm saying this, a flying clockwork cat that you've seen recently.
Clockwork cat.
I don't think he was the one who maybe saw that. That
Yeah.
was the town.
Oh, it's just
guard
the
people.
town saw that.
No,
Well-
no. He goes, "No, Clockwork Cat. Yep.
Oh, it was you. Okay.
Saw something. Looked like a flying cat made of brass and gold. Came from
Yep.
Katawana's place.
It's gotta be.
That's what we have heard. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah. That guy sucks.
we've heard that as well.
Or tell us more about him when you get a chance.
He's just been putting up some deafening foolery. Been filing noise complaints with the shield marshals for weeks. Nothing gets done under that Lovelace, I tell you. Yes, deafening foolery.
Well, we are here to take care of him, which means noise complaint will also be taken care of, eh?
That'd be helpful.
I don't. We don't hear anything right now, right? There's no deafening noise coming from.
No, you hear nothing. It is quiet. I need a diplomacy check from Astra.
Oh boy. If anyone wants to, assist, that'd be fine with her.
Oh yeah. Adriel will aid that.
Thank you.
At least attempt to. Let's see if I can add a +1 here.
That was a performance skill check, not a.
It was?
Yep.
Oh, sorry. They're the same number if you want to keep that roll. They're both
Okay,
plus
that's
4.
cool.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm done with that.
And now it was diplomacy, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that just hits the right. It's a
Yeah.
20 aid.
Yeah.
Nice.
He doesn't seem like he's been impressed by Astra's statement or two.
Kelvin, buy something.
Perhaps, yeah, you could do that, or have your more charismatic people lead the
Excuse me,
What
more
are you saying?
charismatic? Excuse me?
Infinitely
sorry.
more charismatic.
You're more diplomatic.
Diplomatic, thank you. Yeah.
You have a lot of charisma, true.
Yes.
Your diplomacy, surprisingly, is to be wanting.
I have 0 ranks in it. That's why.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that'll do. Yeah, so Adriel will ask him, noise complaints, huh? I mean, we don't hear anything now, but I can't imagine building a giant clockwork cat is quiet. When did the noise start? And when did it stop?
No, it's been happening for weeks. When did it stop? A couple days ago when that cat flew away.
I'll do it.
And there was a man on the cat, we've heard. And again, I can't believe I'm saying this.
Yep. Man on a cat. Look kind of like him.
Where did it fly away to?
Was it a one-way trip or a round trip?
Haven't seen a cat come back.
Remember which way they went?
No, I don't seem to remember much. And he just kind of sits there, waiting expectantly.
I give him 2 silver pieces.
Feels like I could remember better with a little more.
I nudge. Go on.
What kind of stuff can I buy?
Yeah, I think Patrick, Kelvin should start talking about some of the junk and at least feign some interest in it.
Would that be a society check?
If you're talking about junk,
Maybe a crafting check.
I might let you do a crafting check.
Okay, I'll do a
depending on
crafting check.
It depends on what you say, though.
Oh, yeah.
Buy some junk.
This is all shit is not going to do well for crafting check.
No. Kelvin tries to strike up a conversation with them about how people see it all as junk, but it's untapped resources.
Am I able to aid his crafting check?
Depends on how well you roll and what you're doing.
I will point out some quality items here that I'm surprised people haven't picked up already.
Okay. Both of you give me crafting checks.
Could Varilla do an engineering lore check to see if there's actually anything useful around?
Sure. Right? Varilla, there's like bits and bobs here and there, but like nothing especially special that's going on in the place. It is, junk to tinker with and things to create. He's like, well, he goes to Calvin, looks like you're a dwarf of fine taste. Alright. Okay. Look. Before he went onto the cat, I saw him chased away by some ne'er-do-wells.
What?
Ne'er-do-wells, you say?
Remember, we already were kind of aware of this. Phoebe told us it looked like it was actually Mudlin and some others chasing him out.
He is being purposefully obtuse. Remember, you can make an impression via diplomacy or intimidation, or, he's just kind of basically standing there waiting for money.
Okay.
All right. I'll leave it to you guys. I have a 10 in intimidate, or we have many monies.
I'll upgrade his 2 silver to 2 gold.
Oh.
How much for the bits and bobs? that were identified.
He's like, he's like, 5 gold pieces apiece. Thank you very much. But upon receiving your 2 gold pieces, he's like, well, all right, this is a little bit better. Look, I saw several bandits dressed in gold and black pass by my office window and stop at Kasawana's door. They kicked in the door, I heard some shouts, several shots, and the sounds of a scuffle. Looked out the window, couldn't see inside the workshop. A couple moments later, heard more shots, then Kasawana burst from the loading area on, the flying cat made of brass and gold. Then those bandits ran after Kasawana, kept on firing their guns at him, but he flew far out of sight.
You know what
Thank
they
you.
want?
No idea.
Have
Do
you,
you remember which direction they were flying off in?
Out. He
Did
flew
you s-
over
I mean-
my shop, but
Did
I
you
just
see them
like
go
going
back
back.
into building after they were chasing him, or did they seem to just skedaddle off?
looked like they were trying to just go after him.
All right, then should be safe for us to go in.
and I take it that's the first time you've seen this gang or this bandits in gold and black. Any word on the street on who they are?
No, I don't know. I haven't heard anything. But you can roll me a society check.
Can I roll you a society check?
Sure.
Can I?
No.
Fucking sure.
Oh,
Did you say gold and black or red and black?
Gold,
Gold
and
and
black.
gold and black.
Lol.
Boy, this is
We're really bad at getting background information or preparation here.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Although Verla's not from the area, so she probably wouldn't know even with a good roll.
It depends on what that roll is. Okay. Gosh, you guys are making me look up things.
You're welcome.
For making us read for 16 hours.
And getting nothing.
Okay. Okay. Kelvin, you don't know anything about this. Inari, you think that this is a group that's called the Black Gold Gunners. And Verilla, Adriel, you get the feeling that it's probably the Gilded Gunners. Verilla, you know it's this group called the Gilded Gunners.
She shares that with the party. Oh, I thought I heard somebody over talking about this over at that filthy bar. I think these guys must be the Gilded Gunners.
Well, it's something to go off of.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
first step is to
We-
go investigate this workshop, though.
Guys, it's an hour of gameplay later or more, and we have our first clue. Yay, we did it.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, yeah, that is.
Next time.
And
We-
you walk across the street where we'll convene in a month.
Yep, we thank him for his time, and we're like, literally the only piece of information we've got in the last full day.
I should have just gone into the library by myself. Fight a dragon, nothing but complaining for 16 hours.
So, due to my traveling, I will not be here in 2 weeks. I don't know if anyone else wants to run something. You could. My Foundry copy will not be up during this whole time, so that will be difficult. However, some of us amongst us do have their own Foundry copy. Otherwise, we'll be back in 4 weeks on the 3rd of April. Whoop, no, not the
That's
3rd
not
of
right.
April, the 17th of April. I am a dum-dum. The 17th of April. I'm tired. Shut up.
You've been reading for 16 hours.
And you're fatigued.
I'm fatigued. There's a lot of me like doing a lot of stuff here. So, good job everyone. Good night all. Have a pleasant time. We'll see you later.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.